Hello. It's about 12:24. And
Yep.
my name is Justin Brown, who was known as the Zelethion Guardian.
My name is Owen Coleman, and I am, the Cosmo Project.
Or he could be known as the LeVar
Project.
Professor LeVar.
Yep.
Today we are going to react to a video for your entertainment.
And educational
purposes. Alright, you ready for this? Oh, yeah. This video is not for kids.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay, so
this is actually for me because I can't really draw women.
yes, indeed. Yep, indeed. Okay, let's go ahead and begin.
Yep, I just confessed I can't draw women. So, yeah, this is.
Hi there. Hello, my name is Lance. It's great to see you. Now, today we're going to be going through
What the fuck is this?
how to draw the upper body and the breasts. We'll be
I'm
splitting this into two parts, part 1 and part 2. Part 1 is going to be this one, the instruction portion on how to do it. And then part 2 will be a demonstration of everything we've gone over today within the context of a full, completed professional illustration, and I'll do a speed paint of it from start to finish. So, this is part 1. The content we've got for this one is
I got a paper and pencil. So,
same here.
Yeah, I'm just watching this.
How to map on simplified musculature.
I mean, it gets
and then once we've done that,
but
we'll be able to then build on that structure,
learn.
breasts in
You
various
will
sizes,
sometimes
and
pause it just to
and
sake
also
for
how
drawing.
breasts behave differently
I can't hear it. I'm sorry, Owen.
Okay.
from other body parts, how they're affected by gravity and external manipulation. Once we've gone over the principles, I'll do a page of demonstration to show you those principles in practice, and there'll be a homework sheet based on the demonstration section that you can follow along with yourself. If you've completed the homework sheet, pop into our Discord community, submit it there. I go through all the homework sheets as often as I can, and there's a link for that in the description. We also have now monthly events on and activities on the Discord, so pop in to participate in them. The first one's already going. Last thing then, with the Patreon, if you like the videos and you'd like to see more of them or see them more consistently, consider becoming a member on our Patreon. For those who already have, I really do appreciate it. It's allowed me to invest a lot more time and effort in this, which I am incredibly grateful for. And we've also got a reward for Patreon members of the original PSD files of the images from the speed paint sections. Quick update in the small group classes. Planning's going well. The curriculum's being developed based on the submissions of interest I've had, and I should hopefully have a start date in the next month or so.
And also not get comfortable at the same time.
Otherwise, press the like, subscribe buttons, etc. I like seeing the numbers go up, even though I don't know what they do. Now, let's get started.
I feel kind of
Starting
scared
off
doing
then,
this.
let's do 3 main bone masses, the head.
Like my parents just came
Hello,
in going
everyone.
like,
Welcome back to my channel. So in
I
today's
swear,
video,
this for
I'm going to share
educational
with you
purposes
how to
only,
build
I
a
promise.
stunning portfolio
Like that
website in no time,
Scooby-Doo
whereas
meme.
Wix
The rib cage and the pelvis.
What are you
So I've got a video on how to put these together for both men and women, so I'll leave that one there.
okay.
So we're mainly just trying to get those basic shapes out. Now this will be a male
So
and female
lines.
archetype. All starting.
Oh, yes, that's right.
So we'll just get those major bone points.
So should we focus on that? The first one first.
Yes, as you can see, that basically he did like some sort of cross line like this.
Yeah.
Which with that, he made like an oval. Something like that. Then, weirdly, those circles go really well. It's like a... Got a big ass rectangle, huh? I think I know what these are right here. There's like a spine or the rib cage, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you have like another one right here. Yeah. So, any comments right now on? Like, you,
Yeah, I guess I'm the comment man.
oh, no, like, how do you feel right now?
Oh. No,
Yeah,
I don't feel anything.
Asking you quite. I got 36 subscribers, yippee! Okay, so I'm just asking you right now because no viewers.
Yeah, no viewers.
I'm just asking you right now so we can keep this live stream alive and so we don't get copyright like that. You know, those such of things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So continue it.
Points there. These are the unmovable things, the things that do not squish. That's the head,
Pause it right when
bone
you
mass,
finish
the
this.
rib cage, bone mass, and the pelvis, bone mass. And then we'll do the male body as well.
Oh, yeah.
So with that one, you can see
That
we're
one,
going
yeah.
for a different shape for the chest. We'll split that torso section into thirds to help us place where the pecs go, and the top third, the middle third will be the ab zone, and the bottom third is the pelvis. And we're going to join those balls for the shoulders.
Drawing
into
Jiren from freaking Dragon Ball Z.
And those points there are going to be very important because they're anchor points for a lot of
Jesus,
construction.
this guy's jet.
And then we'll do the traps that come around behind the shoulder. And we're also going to split that collarbone down the middle. And that'll give us a good guideline for where to draw the sides of the pectoral muscles. And then we have them coming up towards the shoulder ball. Lastly, we draw a line down to the navel, and on that line will be where the nipples are. And then, where those two lines cross the pectorals, that's where we start
Nipples,
a
you
band of
need
muscle
some.
moving down the centre. Again, I do have an in-depth video on
Drawing
putting
a
together
cartoon.
the male form, so I'll link that one there. This is just
Yeah,
a
it
long
does.
video. Now, with that,
Oh, I get it. You
Horses
just like
or
drawing like
figure,
sort of an
I'll
anime
hold my
style.
figure. Now, the musculature will be the same for both the male and female figures, but with a male figure, we'll probably want to have the musculature more pronounced as a sort of masculinizing element. So we'll start then with the traps, have them come down, and then we'll draw a line that's a sort of like a radiation out from the ball of the shoulder that comes halfway to the center line for where we'll put that shoulder blade and where we put those muscles there. Again, below that, we'll put the bands of muscle that come around from the sides, the lateral.
Just the
So we'll
back
do a bit of
leg,
a more
I
in-depth
know.
on the musculature
okay.
later on, but this is just the steps there. Now, one thing we'll notice is how we have a male and female.
Okay, I guess continue to draw our lines. So, man's obviously straight. Okay. Oh, that's quite interesting. Her face is, really sticking out, so, okay. And, the man's jaw is really boxy.
Like always.
Yep. Okay. You have a GoPro, right?
GoPro, no.
Or like, no wait, never mind. You have a phone stand, right?
Yeah.
I have an idea. It's like how the teachers.
I believe you put the phone stand over there. So.
Oh yeah. My ass. Got it. Steal what you got, right? Can look
Yeah.
down, right? Yep. Okay, I have an idea. So crazy. It just might work. Take your phone case up so you can put that on there. You will be the comment looker, okay?
Okay.
So put your phone in there. It's gonna be like a stand or something like that, okay? Good. I'll do that later. Right here. There we go. Okay. Little bit of a pause. We're gonna do some customations real quick. So we're gonna be quiet for a minute. Agreed. Okay. Let me see. Where is balloons? There it is. Okay. Come on, open up. Bada bing, bada boom. No! Okay, fine. I'll just, do this. Share my screen. Start broadcast. Okay. Now it should be showing my phone somewhere. Oh, fuck. Why are you doing this to me, man? What did I do to you? Wait, no, don't do that. My bad. Okay, good application. Okay. Screen mirror. Share my screen. No, I wanna receive a screen. Connected to the Wi-Fi code. Oh shit. Let's go. This is gonna take a minute now. I'm sorry. Where did I put that app? Oh, here. So, passcode or passkey 1C 000 and 2. What? Oh, 6. I'm going black. What?
Or just tired.
Yeah. Oh, my bad. It was locked. No. No, 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 no!
Like that one moment in like Monster Z.
Yeah, basically, bro. Oh, wait. I think I know what's going on.
What?
I think we can only use the camera once, so we turn this one off. Then I just realized your thing's going crazy, bro.
Yeah, live stream.
Yeah, it's repeating.
Oh.
Should probably turn it down.
Okay.
Screener. Okay. Where my broadcast to Let's Upload has stopped due to attempt to start an ended up broadcast session. Invalid broadcast session. What does invalid mean? What does it mean? What does it mean? What does it mean? Well, that one you could just show. So. How do you feel, Owen?
Insert Rigby scream.
That bad, huh?
Like, dude, how you feel?
I don't know, dude. It's
not working.
It's not working. It's like it doesn't want to work. Don't know why. Whoa. Oh, okay. I'm an idiot. That's the Wi-Fi password. Thank you. Okay, now I can. Okay, so there was a problem. We needed the same Wi-Fi. That's why it didn't work. Okay. Let's get this thing moving. No, don't want to share that. I don't want you to share that. I want to screen there. Yes. Share my screen. Yes. Okay, that's my phone. Now this one can go to that one. I think that's it. Aha. Yes. So this one's gonna be showing. Yeah, look at that. Oh, that's fucking awesome. It's you.
Yes.
It's me.
Yeah.
Okay, this is gonna be like looking at our stuff. So, yeah. I think that's good enough for a review, right? Yo, to view or something. Maybe. Shit, looks funny, but that could probably work. Anyway, zoom the phone or something. Why are you boogist?
Whoa.
Okay, art.
Yes.
Art. Maybe, it's like as if,
It's like that one S sign is like, yes, art. It's just that S sign.
oh shit, it's like, doesn't want to work like that. Maybe, camera's the only thing I could show that shows in the real world. Is there anything else that we probably could use?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, I guess so. Using excuse me, her phone. Or my phone.
But wait, there is a certain settings. Hold on, give me a second.
This one?
Hold on. Okay, made the camera a bit bigger.
Oh, okay. I don't know how you did that, but I guess I'm gonna do something about it. Maybe like this, or maybe like this. I'm trying to show both of our papers, or like at a spot to where we could put our papers there and then can look at it later. Not a shadow. Who's getting away? Zoom this thing out a bit.
Can you just rotate it, or?
I tried to. It's not working for some reason. That seems to work a bit. So it's going to be right there, and then this one's going to be right here. Bit confusing, huh?
Yeah, it's all over the place. It looks like I'm just watching Brain Rot right here.
Okay, so, what does that look like? I mean, I guess you can kind of see it. On the side view, yeah, you probably could.
It's better off if you could just like rotate it, but I know you can't.
Weirdly, I don't know why. Maybe, not looking for the right spot. Nope.
Is your caps lock on? Or not caps lock, I mean the lock that rotates your phone.
What's that?
Thank you, camera, for showing the mess.
What mess? Oh. Made a big mess?
No, I don't know what to do, man.
Big
It's like 12:46 in the morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Yeah.
If only this thing can extend longer so we can do it on the long side. I guess showing it like this is good enough, huh? Like I was expecting it showing it like this or some shit. I can barely see that though, huh?
Dude, that means we got like 2 cameras on us.
Yeah, but
It's just brain rot at this point.
Okay.
The only thing is missing some like Family Guy and some Subway Surfers.
At least we know we can have like a camera around us where we go. Like if we want to live stream, we can just take this with us and go on a quest or some shit.
Yeah. For now, let's just turn it off.
Man, such a good idea too.
It is such a good idea, but right now I don't think we have the tools for it.
Indeed. Maybe we could show it. No. Still trying to think of possibilities. It's. I can't smell.
We just don't have the tools.
Yeah, not for today. Alright, I guess goodbye. say good night, baka. Exit thy broken. Well, guess we'll get back to what we're doing, huh?
Yep.
Female figure proportion difference. You can see on the female figure,
Okay,
the rib
let's
cage
draw the
is
others.
long, but it's very
That's
narrow.
what we should have
and
been
the
doing
pelvis
this whole
is
time.
very wide, but not very long. Whereas you'll notice on a male figure, the rib cage is the same length as it is width. Now the pelvis is still wider than it is tall, but you'll notice that the difference in making a torso look male and female comes a lot down to the choice of proportioning, where a female rib cage will typically be long and narrow, their pelvis will be wide and short. Whereas a male figure, the pelvis is the same, a little smaller maybe, but the chest will be as wide as it is tall. So that's one of the things you can do to help communicate that masculinizing element. One of the other things you can do is the shape of the rib cage. So on a more female presenting character, you'll have the rib cage tend to taper up towards the top, whereas on a male one it doesn't. And then also, you'll have the difference in shoulder width. Mainly that's because of the width of the rib cage. Now this is not to say that there's just the two sides of the coin. You can have a male character.
Okay, please, I'm still looking at that. Dude, hold on.
Whereas you'll notice on
Still looking at that male.
So far, I think I got it figured out.
I know you do. You've been drawing for like years, while I've been just barely been drawing for like, what, a year now.
Okay, like some sort of, yeah. Where is it? Yeah, it's right there. Well, if you want to draw a big jet guy, you just need to make a big round square. And bam, you got yourself your ingredient.
I guess I'm done, I guess.
Yeah, me too. Man, one was really detailed, so. Yeah. So, almost.
That's what I got.
And that's booger.
Oh, let me just go
Blurry. You should probably do it a little slower.
Okay.
That's nice.
Yep.
Wow, our first test. Now let's get ready for the other test, boy.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. I shall put that aside and give you another. Alright. We shall continue.
On a male figure, the rib cage is the same length as it is width. Now the pelvis is still wider than it is tall, but you'll notice that the difference in making a torso look male and female comes a lot down to the choice of proportioning, where a female rib cage will typically be long and narrow, their pelvis will be wide and short. Whereas a male figure, the pelvis is the same, a little smaller maybe, but the chest will be as wide as it is tall. So that's one of the things you can do to help communicate that masculinizing element. One of the other things you can do is the shape of the rib cage. So on a more female presenting character, you'll have the rib cage tend to taper up towards the top, whereas on a male one it doesn't. And then also, you'll have the difference in shoulder width. Mainly that's because of the width of the rib cage. Now this is not to say that there's just the two sides of the coin. You can have a male character with a lot of feminizing traits, you can have a female character with a lot of masculinizing traits, or somewhere in the middle. As I'm sure a lot of people can attest, it's not really a binary thing. You can pick what elements you want from what area to make everything from femboys, tomboys, muscle mommies, etc. You just have to choose what elements you want to add and what impression you want to give about that character to your desired audience. So just do keep that in mind, that when I'm talking in this video about a male and female figure, I'm talking about a basic set of elements, but those are things you can mix and match to make whatever kind of character impression you want. They're just sort of starting points, but that mix can be really important for developing your own character.
For like.
The key to fast and accurate repairs is having tools organized and close at hand. U.S. General Carts provide mobility and advanced.
Speed up
Now,
sketch.
we'll start on just some simple structures for how to piece the muscles together. So on the female figure and the male figure, the most important part of the upper body is this. That central point in the middle of the rib cage where the muscles of the neck join and where the collarbones join out to the balls for the shoulders. They're very important. And then, another important set of anchor points is halfway along the collarbone. That one helps you build things like the chest and the shoulders as well. So knowing that the upper arms tend to have a bulge at the top,
We should probably
and then-
pause before it's too late, knowing what pose that what she's in.
You sure you want to draw that pose, or you just want to? Alright. Guess we're drawing the pose. How's our view count going?
Just me.
And our shoulders is like something like that, I think. Yeah. Okay, that's something new. I usually just draw the triangle for a hand, but you're supposed to be drawing a circle for the base, I guess. Okay. Don't die on me, friend. We have a lot to finish.
Either a bulge or a concave section for the next 2/3. That bulge at the top is made of, I think it's the deltoid, the muscle that comes over the shoulder there. And that's how we place that. We start that halfway along the collarbone and then move it to about 1/3 of the way down the arm. And that's that muscle there that allows you to lift the muscle up. Now at the back, we've got muscles that you'll see when the arms are sort of out and up or when they're from behind. Now as far as how to get that little ridge for the rib cage, one easy way to do it is to split the rib cage into quarters and it'll be the bottom quarter of it. And then on how to place the bottom edge of the pectoral muscles, again this is not the breast, this is the pectoral muscles, they're usually about 2/3 of the way up the torso. So if you measure from the collarbone to the crotch, it's 2/3 of the way up, and that's where the pectorals will go. And they join in over towards the shoulders. Now for this figure, we're just going to do basic forms. Now the next thing is how to do that band of the abs on a female character. Now they do go all the way down to the crotch, but we'll typically pronounce them as a sort of, as ending just below the navel or a bit below the navel. So we'll do a band of muscle that comes down the middle of the body. That's essentially the middle half.
Okay, hold on. Oh boy, I already messed up. Oh, it's not. Well, that's why we're here to practice, I guess.
Yep. I mean, yep. What the fuck? I'm so tired. Oh. So, I'm almost,
I already regret this.
Come on, Owen. I want to draw muscle moms.
Muscle moms.
Just kidding, man. I'm
So,
patient
if
man.
Troy's mom goes into Super Saiyan form, somebody's like, oh, we need to make the mom be strong. We're like, we got you, bro.
You're like, bring it on. Well, continue. Continue.
Yup.
And then when we want to join the rib cage to the hips, we can essentially imagine it's like 2 blocks with a balloon wrapped around it that'll pull in around the edges there. And now, I do have a separate video on how to shape the limbs, but just very quickly, for the upper arms, they get wider for the first third, and they narrow for the next 2/3. And the wrist, the inside of the wrist,
This whole entire live stream
is
reminds me
going
of
to
that one
be a
moment
little bit
in
concave, but the
Ember's
outside of
New
the
Groove
wrist
is like,
will actually stick
oh
out a
no,
little
don't
bit.
tell me.
Again, I do have more
There's
detail on
there's
this
like a
on how to shape
drawing
limbs video
tutorial
on
that's
the
like
Complete
45
Female
minutes
Figure
long.
Drawing
Yep.
Channel. This is just more of an
And
in-depth one.
we're
on
gonna
how to
live
get the
stream
structure
it,
right
most
to
likely.
be able to
Bring
lay
it
the
on.
musculature and breasts. Now from behind, the female back is the same as the male back, it's just what you choose to pronounce and how much. Now you can see that we can't really see the collarbones from the back, but a lot of the other structural elements are the same. So we'll have that bulge for the top part of the shoulder with those deltoids, I think, that come out. And then we'll also have the traps drawn in. So they...
Oh, he's already moving to the second one.
Indubitably. Oh, I didn't even notice the hips.
Just kind of go down a bit.
How do you even... Was it like that? Don't look real. What? It's like some sort of... When the hell did he draw that?
I swear, if you look away for like 1 second,
I know!
you're just looking at a different picture. Oh, he already drawn the eyes.
Oh, dude, I did not notice that shit. Oh, shit.
I noticed that since we paused it.
The head kind of looks weird, but I'm gonna just give that the Zaletheon feeling. Okay. Note to self, when you draw arms, the lumps happen first things first, not last. Guess I'm gonna get started in the other ones. It's the best I can.
Okay, yeah, same here.
Ooh, excuse me. So I noticed that there's like a back part. The one I slatching like that. Back part right here. And this other one right that or some shit. So that means that she's gonna have a circle or an oval shape like that. And her shoulders are gonna be up here. That's a bit weird, but what the hell? That's not even the right thing. She like has yeah, she has like her nose coming up a bit. Doing it wrong. I'm trying to improvise. But I need to learn how to improvise. Alright, just enough improvising. Now, wait to see what to do next.
Okay.
Are the muscles that help your neck move sort of left and right.
Hello and welcome to Can You Gift It? The Google Shopping.
They will be, usually they'll come up to about a third of the way up the neck, but if you have a very muscular character, they'll come up even higher. Again, the shoulder.
So, a diamond shape on the neck.
Guess so. Damn, this guy gave her big shoulders, huh?
Yep. Might be a perspective thing, I don't know.
Well, alright then. That's made her head a bit too low.
Shoulder blades are built the same way. You have a line with the same radial pattern as the circle for the shoulder ball, about halfway into the center line. As far as how to draw the butts and crotches, I have a separate video on that one. I'll link that one as well. Now on the male figure, the muscular...
Go back a bit.
Yeah. Okay.
So she does have big shoulders. Riffies. Even she.
Anyways, back to the men.
I have a separate video on that one. I'll link that one as well. Now, on the male figure, the musculature is even more pronounced. That same crucial element is required, with the neck, with all those lines joining in to the center of those two collarbones that join over the top of the shoulders.
Yeah, let's get that pose real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, this man must be on steroids.
That already actually works out.
The male front of the neck has a sort of ridge. The front of it. That's what makes a neck look more male. It's not as flat at the front. That's the Adam's apple. Now, as far as the neck, a very muscular character can be described as having no neck. What it is it's the muscles around the neck that come up higher and higher that make the neck less visible. And that's up to you how you choose to characterize them. So again, like on the female figure, we'll draw a line out towards the shoulders from halfway along the collarbones. That'll help us do the pectorals, and I think the deltoids they're called. And then below that, we can do the biceps. Now on the male arm, one good way to simplify it is, I saw a graphic on this years ago that stuck with me, which is you build it sort of like links in a chain. So if you think of the deltoid muscle on top as coming over, and then you think of the biceps as two ones that come out around, and then lastly the upper arm is one coming over. So that can be a good way to sort of conceptualize the volumes. Now same.
Oh crap.
You're like, oh shit. Bro's getting detail. He's getting in this, man.
I tried to draw an arm like that. Did not end up that well.
Thing with the chest we did before. So the mid third of the torso is the abs zone, and the bottom is the pelvis, and the top is the pecs. We'll draw some diagonal lines out to the corners of the rib cage to help us put where I think their traps are, and then the lateral muscles inside. I'm going to oversimplify them just because they don't represent large volumes. So to start off with, it can be good just to draw them as a sort of a sheet of muscle covering it, and add the little zigzagging muscles at the top there.
First
as
we're
more
going slow
textural
shapes, now we're going full on details.
No! What the hell? Okay. Is this a man or a monster?
Just one little detail, just add the little belly button there. And then more details. Gosh darn it.
What are we drawing? The freaking Hulk? It's like we're drawing Muscle Man, freaking regular show.
At first we're like, this is just an educational tutorial that we could be better at drawing. We're like, oh, this is just a tutorial about misery. Misery everywhere.
You got your photo done?
There.
Since I don't represent a lot of
Let me
the
see
volume.
what you
Of course,
got.
you go more in depth with it. Now, moving on
My
to the back.
head's so small.
The back of the neck in
He's
male
British?
cats have a very prominent jutting out section of bone that comes out from the muscle. It's sort of like the mast on
Oh crap!
a boat. It's where all
I
the
don't
sort of
think I
lines
have room
attach
for
to
one more.
and pull from. So
I
without
thought
those
ahead of
muscles
you.
in the back, big sort of diamond shape there.
Hold up, dude. We don't want you to draw details just yet.
How you gonna do it? Looks like there's a diamond in the back of his head for some reason.
I think that's supposed to be one of the bones.
I don't want that no more. All I got is that.
But you'll have the bone jutting out. that a lot of it attaches to. And the shoulders on the sides are the same.
Speedrunning this shit.
It's like 40 minutes long.
Yet we can't get past
Same as the front.
10 minutes.
Very soon, we're just going to be more like, screw it. We're just going to make it less detailed. And just make it all scribbles.
We'd be doing that if we just kept watching the video non-stop and just not pausing.
But we won't learn anything when we do that.
Well, sometimes people do, but it's the guys with the actual brain. This is a weird back. I can't even tell what pose this guy's trying to do.
So they cover around the shoulder and go down into the biceps. And again, like we've talked about before.
Okay. Biceps.
I'm getting some deja vu right now.
How?
I don't know. Maybe it was just us drawing in the Annie Cartman show before, you know, we were practicing drawing.
Oh yeah.
Maybe that's a deja vu I'm getting right now.
For the shoulder blades, that radial pattern that comes in about halfway to the center. We then have the track. I think they're called, and then the lateral muscles that wrap around from the front to the back. So where you can see on the front, they're tilting down, they still tilt down towards the back as well. Now,
whoa, okay.
Damn! How did it get to... What even is that? What is that? I didn't see him draw that.
We're like that devastated kid meme that's like thinking about doing like a drawing tutorial, like doing that step by step, actually doing it by step, and missing everything. Oh, wait. He's already drawing the cheeks of that dude.
Indeed. It's nice to know that he's a square one, though.
Oh yeah, still had to go like, there.
on the male butt, I do have a video on how to draw the butt. A simplified version of it is a male butt is like a female butt, but without those bits of fat on the side that fill in those dimples. You can, of course, express them in a less, overly muscular fashion, but that's one of the ways to make it look more muscular or more male. And again, the forearm is the same. Just remembering to add those little corners of bone on the elbows where it juts out.
So as an audio reviewer, I've tested hundreds of speakers, but I've never tested one quite like this. This looks like a regular picture frame with a regular photo in it.
Now, one other thing I want to talk about is how we bend the neck. So I quite often see people move...
You want to go first, or want me? Okay. That was a long one. But that was only 10 minutes in so far. Oh, what the fuck? So. Alright. What I got for the ladies. But the simple stuff. Made their heads too small, though. That's the only problem I have. Yeah. Owen.
Yeah. It's mine. Of course, the only cheeks I drew was the men.
You scared to draw a woman? Alright. Well, that's what we got for the second one.
Moving the neck as though the neck is this rigid stick thing.
My bad.
Here.
Alright. See you later, muscle man.
And they'll rotate the top of the head as though it's on a swivel joint. But what actually happens is the neck is a series of small joints in a line, sort of like a body of a snake. And so when you bend the neck sideways, all those little joints bend, and the head will actually get a lot closer to the shoulder as well. So it's important to remember to move it closer and move the whole thing over here. Tilt your head without moving your neck like a snake.
Okay. So, hold up.
Oh, yeah, you want to draw this whole thing? Okay.
Yeah, just in case.
I think it's only one model, so I think we can draw a line in the middle.
Okay.
Maybe.
Let's just draw it in one model.
Yeah, go with that.
Can't forget about the rib cage.
Yeah. I don't even know what the fuck's going on in this freaking thing.
Sorry, trying to teach you that next bend.
Oh no, I just have no idea if I'm drawing it right.
Neither. I just gone with it like that. Just gone with the flow.
Alright.
Yeah, on the flow.
They'll do a figure in context.
Okay.
Try drawing it constantly.
So let's
Wait,
do a
hold
quick
on. Let's
pose.
just do a
Now, onto
little
the
bit
breast on this
after a
one.
little bit. Right there. Right there is good.
What in the fuck? That is not what I expected at all. The freaking neck is looking down.
Okay.
We are going to get to how.
Oh,
What?
like all the outlines gone.
Oh, damn.
Oh.
Hold on. Watch this.
Context. So I'll just do a quick pose. Now I'm going to draw the breast on this one. We are going to get to how to draw the breast.
That was fast. Yep. Good luck.
Bro is like I'm speed.
So I'll just do a quick pose. Now I'm going to draw the breast on this one. We are.
I eat noob artist for breakfast.
Yep. Good biz.
Now going to get to how to draw the breasts.
And that's where they are.
So before drawing them, you always draw a triangle in the middle. Interesting.
Yes, very. I've just been bolding everything. I can't even see where my ghost lines are because my ghost lines aren't even ghost lines.
While giving them 5 fingers, ain't doing that.
So it's good to try new things.
My brain is only running by 2 brain cells a day, so today I'm just doing 3 fingers. Okay, let's move on.
But I just want to have them included in this figure so I can talk about the volumes present.
Okay.
Wait a minute, what? What was that?
But I just want to have them included in this figure so I can
So,
talk about the
okay, you
volumes
just
present.
add more details in there.
Yeah,
Gracie
so
says
yeah,
for
yeah,
the cleanup.
So we've got the body based on the musculature.
So we did a
built
little
onto the
cleanup
bones.
there.
Oh, now I see how it is. Okay. Shit, I messed up. Well, it's always good to make mistakes, huh? How's our view count going?
Oh, we got 2.
Yippee! Which is just you and some other guy.
Max Animator.
What?
Yep.
Holy moly. Why are you awake?
You just saw the notifications and be like,
Oh yeah, you live in Poland. Almost forgot. Fuck. Okay, hold on. Shit.
I'll be drawing hair because why not?
Yeah, just for fun, huh?
Yeah, especially when you can't draw the other eye.
What? Oh, right. How are you doing, Owen?
I don't know.
You gonna draw her? Guess I'll draw her.
I mean, this is gonna be like a portrait after all.
Alright, I think I'm ready to show mine finally. Okay, got her neck. And her weird looking bone thingy. What are these bones called? Look, right here.
I don't know.
Okay.
I think it's called the collarbone.
It sounds like it could be called that. Or it would be called that.
Oh, bro, my phone dead.
Yeah, don't worry. Since we're not using my phone for a camera anymore, I guess we can use it for the live stream. Alright, I'm ready to present my school project teacher.
Yeah, I guess same here.
Okay.
Oh, I like her hair.
Just for the fun
I
of
like how crazy that hair looks. Compared to mine, I should probably make it more.
It's a random haircut, Owen.
I know.
I think I made her hair and hands too small. Or yeah, either way, it's a drawing. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and show what we got. Me or you?
I'll go first.
Okay. Owen will go first with his drawing.
Okay. This is what I got.
Mr. Busy! I've been waiting to do that. That's basically what she's doing, bro. That's what she's doing.
She's like,
Mr. Big! Oh, bro, he left.
Bro was like,
Alright, so, size.
oh, okay.
The only inspiration I need.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Oh, shit. Well, oh, you showed your face. You showed your face on. Just kidding.
Keeping in mind how the bones will move. And now I'll just quickly drop some tone on here to
Oh, we're supposed to do shading?
volumes, and then I'll show you how all of the sort of the soft, sort of fleshy parts of the body here are defined
doing
by
that.
basic bits of musculature. There's going to be more depth you can go into with muscle anatomy, and we will go into them in future, but this is just a simple one of a few simple shapes to get you drawing the figure well. And now, over the top of this, let's draw some of the muscles. So you can see the pectorals are still there under the breast. They don't sort of replace them. They're always there as well. So they're a very hard element that's built to the body, whereas the breast is something that's added on top of all these elements. So we're adding a band of muscle down the middle with the third of the torso above the navel for the ab zone.
I'm going to
We're
name
adding
this
the
one.
zigzaggy muscle
Right
on
on
the
her
side,
forehead.
and then those lateral sheets of muscle. And then, of course, we've got the traps. And then as we do, you can see all these forms and shapes are those
I'm
elements
just
of
wondering
musculature.
why Sam.
Now, another thing I want to talk about is how we communicate viewing angle and how that affects
You
the
ever seen that
collarbone
show,
and shoulders.
Sam and Cat?
So looking directly from above,
Nope.
we can see that the
Never heard
ball
of it.
joints for the shoulders are actually slightly back towards the back of the rib cage, and the collarbones come forward to a point at the very front. What this means is as you tilt up and down, the collarbones will be drawn very differently, and you'll see different amounts of the neck. So we'll do on the left.
No, he's
straight
doing
on,
all three
in
at the
middle,
same
from below,
time.
and on the right from above, with the character either bending forward or being viewed from above.
Oi.
And you can see just how much of the neck you do and don't see based on that. The rib cage has the collarbones at the very top and very front, so there'll be very much a sort of hill you'll have to look over at if you're looking from below.
Call her.
And now with just a basic set of where the pec muscles would be, you can see just how different it is in how you communicate that viewing angle. So keep that in mind when you're doing different angles. Now the other thing I want to talk about is how the collarbones and shoulders move. This one's a very common issue I see. So when the arm lifts, the shoulder lifts, no exceptions. If you want to try this at home, try putting your arm up in the air without moving your shoulder up at all. It is literally impossible. And since we've talked about how all the muscles attach to those collarbones, a movement of the arm upwards will change very significantly all of the shapes on the chest. So we use a male figure for this one, you can see here, and as that arm has moved up, the collarbone has moved up, which has pulled the pectoral muscle up, which is shown as part of the underarm and some of the muscles from the back. And you can also see it can really help with that movement if I move some of the abdominal muscles up a little bit on the side. So let me throw some tone over that so you can sort of see those shapes a bit better. So we'll just give them a bit more form. This is why I chose a male figure, because their musculature can really sort of show movement and volume really well, because they've got sort of more volume to the muscle typically. Again, like I talked about before though, you can have a very muscular female character doing the same thing. This is just using that as a sort of shorthand. Now, showing that then on a less muscular female character then, knowing what we know about what we moved, we'll do a sort of very classic sort of sexy arms up sort of pose. So the first thing you see is that
On that other
as
drawing,
the
right?
arms go up, the collarbones have to go up, which means it'll change where all those muscles sit. So they're all going to be pulled upwards, and so are the muscles on the back, because the muscles on the back also attach to the shoulders. The other thing that's worth keeping in mind is as you bend your elbow, you pull all the muscles and flesh away from the bone, which means you'll get these little sort of hard, bony corners.
Yeah, but we're
on
drawing
the
a
elbows
cartoon.
whenever you bend your elbows. So that's worth keeping in mind to help
I'm only gonna
give
draw
that
it
a bit of
realistic
shape, so
for
they're
my
not just
face.
sort of a very simplified, sort of rounded shape. Now, draw the breast on here. Again, we are going to go through how to structure these, but I just want to show another thing about
Look
it,
at
is
the
that
scripts
even
only.
if you have
That's
this,
basically
which is a
fight
pose
scene
that is
in
all
every
about showing
episode.
off the breasts of a character, one of the things you'll notice is while they represent a significant amount of the focus, they don't actually necessarily represent a significant amount of the work involved in making that work. There are a few lines and a few bits of structure, but they only work because of the structure of the body they are sitting on top of. So if you do want that to be the focus of your image, almost ironically, you have to draw a lot more of other things if you want that to be the focus. You can't just have them on their own out of context or give them the only bit of focus in your image. If you want them to look good, the body they are on has to be well structured, because that's what they sit on, that's what they plug into. I'll just drop a bit of tone on here, maybe in blue so the algorithm doesn't get upset with me. And you can see even as well with the tone, to sell that form and placement and focus, I'm putting a lot more tone and effort into more complicated shapes like the neck and shoulders.
How uncomfortable would you be drawing that in public?
What? How confident you'd be drawing that in public? 4.
What scale are you using? 10, 100, 1000?
5. I'm just kidding. 10.
10 in the 100 or 10
No,
in
no,
the
no.
1000?
It's like this. 4 out of 10.
Pretty risky.
Yeah.
I've watched anime that I question sometimes that have people like this. They'd be like 1,000 years old, but still.
So that I can sell the
No, they'll be
placement
like 2 years
of the
old.
rest of the character. And so I'll do just a bit of darkness there down the front to really push that sort of surface plane there
Who cares?
and give them a sort of presence and place.
So she's
Now,
bald.
next thing we do is I just want to show quickly the arms up from the front to talk about the volumes that are present. So this is without any breasts on there at all, just the musculature. It's worth remembering that the pectoral muscles, even on a very slight character, are one of the larger muscles on the body. They will have volume. So there's essentially a minimum amount of volume you can have on the chest of a character. They can't really be without any sort of depth. They can't be completely flat because you need muscles there to be able to move your arms. Even very stringy ones, they will.
You know, we
present
torture our
volume.
characters
Now,
with
let's go to
character
the basic method
developments.
then.
These test
of drawing
drawings
the breasts
have
into
been
some sizes
tortured to
from
the
the front.
bone.
So this is going to be a starting step.
Flat
So we'll
chest.
get the figure, same as before, bone masses, shoulders, collarbones. So the first thing we want to do is think about how big we want them. So for a
At
basic
least you
set,
gave them life.
we're
They're
going to do
just
a 45
there.
degree angle down from the tops of the shoulders into the center line of the rib cage. Then, the next guidelines we're
For
going to make
example,
are going to be 45
they have
degree
no purpose.
lines starting from the center, then, and coming out towards the sides. And that'll give us the start of a sort of heart shape, an upside down heart shape that we can use then to
drawing
deliver
right
volume
now.
of the breasts. Remembering that they don't
Oh,
join up in the
eventually you
middle
want to stop.
naturally.
Right now I'm just
They
taking
only sort of
notes in
touch
my
together
head
and create
from shit.
cleavage when they're pushed together by
Trying to think
clothing or by external
Oh,
manipulation, which we will get to. The next thing to do is draw lines up from the sides into the bottom section of the shoulders. And then, halfway down the collarbones, draw another pair of lines down diagonally, like we did for the end of the pectoral muscles. And now you can see the breasts themselves aren't sort of teardrop shapes. They're actually more like a sort of a cartoony boot that comes down from the side. So that's where the breast tissue actually is. With two sections, that bottom sort of teardropping shape, which is where the volume of the breast is, and then that sort of rectangular section above them that curls around the pectoral, that's a transitional section. So that's where it sort of gets smoother and flatter and joins the shoulder. Because remember, the breasts are attached to the shoulders, and we'll talk about how that becomes relevant when we start moving the shoulders around. And we do still want to have a little bit of ridge of sort of shading there, but we don't want to necessarily have line work there. And I'll go over in green, again, those splits are those construction guidelines for how to get them started. And you can see that they're basically the two X's and the lines on the side. But you can also see the breasts don't necessarily come up and meet in the middle, there's that gap. And then underneath them, it can be worth imagining the area that they attach to the chest, because their volume will come out to the sides more than the area they attach to. So it's worth keeping that in mind. So we'll do that sort of transitional area in orange, and then the main mass of the breast in that sort of pinky purple there. And so that's where those sort of volumes are. I'll put a bit of shine on there to sort of help them communicate volume. And so that's a very basic way to do them, just from the front. Now the next thing we're going to do is, since this is for, cartoony and anime, one of the things people want to draw is anime-sized breasts. Now, they are as realistic as cyborgs and unicorn, but as fun to draw. So let's get started. Now, with another figure, one thing that can help is do yourself a favour of giving yourself a big enough framework to build them on. So we're going to have a larger body for the character here. And you can see we're starting that cross line, but we're going much lower, at a much lower angle. And then, the other cross that starts at the centre of the collarbones, we're building that one out much wider. And you can see we draw the large sort of mass of the breast, the round sort of mass of the breast, out. The bigger that is, the further out it has to go.
Dude,
And
those
then
are
we're gonna
literally,
make
you know those,
guidelines to the midpoint of the
those kind of
collarbones
things?
around to make those orange.
That's what they are!
Now, sketching over, we're going to have them come into the center, and again, they won't join together in the middle unless they're in something that pushes them together. The other thing to remember is that they face out.
That's too much, Ballad.
The larger they are,
We're looking
the
for
more
boy
they
on
face
one
out
view,
from each other.
which is
Probably
me.
about a maximum
That's
of
too
between
much.
90 and
That's too
50.
much.
The smaller ones will just sit on the surface, but the larger ones will move further and further out, up to a limit. And if we then drop that same colour on there, you can see that the mass in the centre of them does
I would
change
also give you a
size
tutorial on how to
significantly.
make,
That transitional sort of
fan
connecting
characters who are female.
that stays
Just
about
give
the
them
same
extra.
size, because it's more about the structural connection to the shoulder than the actual mass of the breast itself.
But
So
holy
we'll drop a time on
cow!
that one to better describe the form.
That's too
Again, we don't
much.
have sort of a cleavage ridge in the middle because they're not being pushed together, but we do want to use some tone to recognise that there is a change in volume and shape. Like between the breasts, there is a sort of flat section of the chest. And then below it, it's also worth remembering that as the breasts sit lower, more of the detail of the torso is hidden.
I think
Quite
she's
often
in
see
like a
people who
Thor's
do enormous
hammer
breasts,
situation
and then below
here.
them, they will draw all of the abs still visible.
Like-
Depending on size,
Like,
a
how
few of them
strong
should
is
be
her
covered. So we
back?
move those features of the torso and pelvis down to
Oh,
accommodate them.
I don't
Those features
know.
are
My
nailed on
brain
to the pelvis.
hurts.
They don't move. Whereas the breasts are on top of that, and their placement is quite a bit more dynamic. So they will
I
move
wish Max
over and
was
cover
here
things the
to,
bigger they are.
See his
And then put a bit
reaction.
of shine
I
to
know.
communicate that sort of shape. and
You already
volume.
said holy.
Lastly, I want to show the difference in how you
Oh, here we
describe
go.
someone who
But
doesn't have
imagine when he
breasts at all.
sees this.
So, like we did with the larger figure, we'll make a smaller one so it just gets a better fit for a more slight bust. You want a more slight character. You can, of course, contrast those, but
I
that
swear,
contrast
this
will
one's
give a
also
different
drawing
impression.
exaggerated.
So it's worth
I'm
it.
going
As I mentioned before,
going
lines
extreme.
in from the
Okay,
Okay,
so
okay,
far
this is
normal.
normal. Yeah, this is
Okay,
from
normal.
the
this is
centre
normal. This is
of
normal.
collarbones
This,
to define
okay.
where the mass will be. The one thing you've got to remember
Okay, it's
is
normal.
when you're describing
Good, we
things
made
with
it. We
line
made
art,
out of nightmare.
you can describe
But
things with
sometimes
line art where
nightmares
something
always
folds
appear in the
over
corner.
and has an edge, but if the bust is quite slight, then there won't be folds over. So you'll be better off describing that with with tone, instead of with line art, because there won't be a hard edge. And so with this one, I'm only even leaving that little bit of line art on the boob on the right as a guideline to put the tone on, so I can then delete the line art later, because it's a very slight edge there. It's not big enough or heavy enough to fold over on itself yet, so it won't actually create a line. It'll just have an edge of tone. So I'll just wipe that one out now, and you can see how it looks better without the line art, because we want to describe it as a more subtle form. And then we'll do the surface plane of the stomach underneath, and sort of imagining that band of muscle coming down.
I
as a
like
guideline
that
for where
it's
to place the shadows.
slowly,
And we've got one
and
over closer,
slowly,
make it a
there's
bit bigger, so
like
it's
no
right size.
bend.
We'll turn our
I
guidelines
didn't
back on,
realize it. Tell
and
you
then we'll fill in those
this.
coloured sections so you can see
I think we're in the
where the
chapter
breast
of.
is and where the
Yeah,
transition
that's the
is.
chapter.
Seeing all three of them side by
Okay,
side, you
hold
can
on.
see that
This
transition
chapter's
section
still
is the same
going.
size essentially for all of them.
This is
It
the
joins
first
the
part,
shoulders.
though.
It's that mass section, that teardrop shape in the middle that does
Ugh.
change size. But that orange section is still part of the
You want to
shape
keep
of
going
it.
into the
Still
second
part
one,
of
or
the
you want
shape
to
of the
go to
breast.
sleep after
I
So you
wanna
need
go
to
to
keep that in
sleep,
mind as well.
man.
after the first one?
Liberty Mutual customized my car insurance, so I saved hundreds. But the money I saved, I get a wax figure myself.
Now, with the basic shapes there, let's talk about some of its properties. So one of the properties of the breast is how it will fit to whatever
Oh, hey,
it's resting
this is
against. And at a minimum, it will be resting against the body. So we'll have a character here viewed from a low angle,
I thought he was
remembering
gonna go
that the breast is a sort of
below.
internally structured soft thing. So it's not like water, because it's still connected to itself. It's got tissue connecting all the way through it. But it is still soft, and it will change its shape based on whatever it's sitting on. Now, if you're standing, it'll be sitting against the body. It'll be resting on it like leaning a water bag against the wall. And that lower edge of the breast, when viewed from below, instead of seeing a bowing shape going down, we'll actually see the shape bow upwards, because from a low enough angle, we'll start to see how it's following the contour of the rib cage. Now, the other thing to keep in mind is how that looks when it's affected by gravity. We'll do two figures here, one slight character and one very well-endowed character. We'll do those construction lines on the chest, but that purple area, the massive breast,
Take notes.
on
Okay,
very
take
small
notes.
breasted characters, they'll just come
Should
down.
we-
They won't sort of sit against the body.
Oh.
But then we go for a much larger character, some other things will start to happen. So on a much larger breasted character, on the right, as they come down, they can no longer move out
Imagine that
towards the sides.
1990s
Gravity will
computer
pull them
crash,
down together like a pendulum. And so you will get a line then of cleavage where the weight of them is pulling them directly down, which means they will be facing the same way, which normally they do not when they're resting on the chest, because they rest out
Oh,
to the
this is for
sides.
example. You said that
But
basically.
you'll also notice that there's no Y-shaped
They're like
cleavage.
water
And we will get into Y-shaped cleavage because it's great,
Yeah.
but it needs a couple of very specific conditions to occur. Now the next thing is to talk about how gravity affects them on a body that, for instance, is lying down. So they will sort of roll off the torso, sort of like drops of water on a car window, but they're sort of attached. So it's worth considering how far they'll go before they stop moving, before the skin holds them in place.
Oh, you want me to check?
So
Yeah.
We're going on for an hour and 43 minutes.
Almost 2 hours.
character here, we'll do a pair of enormous boobs on them just because it's easier to represent.
I think this
that
will be a
movement.
joke in two
We've got a lot of
nations.
mass to move. So
I
we'll
don't
have a
mind.
character being viewed from
I want him to be seen as
and
funny.
have him lying down,
That's what it takes.
and you'll see how when we draw the breasts, the most important thing we do is
And
describe
I'm just
them
gonna be
based
the
on
guy that's
gravity.
just dragged
Since
into
they're not
all
attached
this.
to bones, like muscles are, they move
Dragged
solely
into this, my
based
ass.
on gravity.
You're the
or
one who
movement
requested
or
the
external
video.
manipulation. So in this case,
Hey,
you can see that they're
I'm
rolling
just
down
trying to
off to the
figure out
side, so
how
they
women's
naturally move
birthday.
Oh wait,
and
this
sort
is
of
very
faced
nice.
away from each other, and that movement away is going to be further expanded by them lying on their back and that gravity pulling them down to the sides. And so you can see that mass of where they attach stays the same, but they'll pull off to the sides, but there'll still be that ridge there. Now, on then to that Y-shaped cleavage we talked about. So Y-shaped cleavage doesn't happen very readily. Three things must be met. Condition 1, they have to be big enough for there to be cleavage. Condition 2, you have to have something that is pushing them together, either them leaning forward, that sort of pendulum-like force of gravity, or external manipulation like a shirt or hands. And then they have to be pushed up as well to create that Y shape, where they actually have to have a skin fold happen along the edge there. So we'll have two demonstrations here. I'm going to start with the, in my view, superior of the Y-shaped cleavage, which is the reverse Y shape, which is where we'll have a character. So criteria 1, we have to have large breasts. Criteria 2, we have to have them together. And criteria 3,
Oh, that's
we
a
have to
hand.
have upward or downward movement or pressure applied to them. So here, we'll have the arms pushing down and together. And that's going to deform the shape. And it's also going to push them into a ridge in the middle. And you can see it's got that upside down Y shape underneath it. And that's one of the things that will happen when we have it viewed from the right angle with external pressure placed on it. It will not naturally form those kinds of folds and shapes. If left to their own devices, they'll sit out facing away from each other. And now we'll do the normal Y-shaped cleavage, where we're viewing them front on and they're being pushed up. So we'll start them with just basic head, ribcage,
I just realized
shoulders.
you just,
Remember the collarbones.
you just
Collarbones is a very sort of critical element.
Peeking your
And
head
then
out.
we've got the shoulders there. And since the arms are lifting up, the shoulders are
Oh,
lifting up. And we've got the hands.
You're just like way in the back.
Now, just before we actually draw them in, what I think might help, we'll draw the breast without being so we can see where and what volume is being displaced. So you can see if we draw the breasts in normally, you can see that there's an overlap of placement between where the hands are and where the breast would be. That tells us how much they would need to be displaced by. Obviously, you don't have to draw that. It's just worth keeping in mind. And we're going to draw them based on the displacement on the area of contact. So that's that edge of the hand there and the direction of movement. So up and inwards. And that causes them to squish together. And at the top, that difference in mass will actually fold over. And you'll get that Y shape where the skin actually folds over because they're being pushed up and in.
People
so
are
much doesn't
wondering
get
if
to
I'm
the Y
going to
shape.
have something like
That's the
this in
skin
my
folding. It has to fold
series
to do
and
it.
stories.
If they're just sort of
No,
sitting or hanging
probably
or being
not.
pushed
I would
together
definitely
on the
have
sides, they won't do it.
Yeah.
They push up as well.
Only in
Now we'll
season
do
2,
just a
though.
bit of
First
lighting
season
map
for
them
like
out.
kids.
With low angles, I always feel like a backlighting works better, whereas something that's front on
I
standard
always
light
thought they
will
were
tend to
talking
work
about
better
like
with just a
dimensional
sort of
zipper or
standard,
something like that.
from a
Oh.
So those are the different shapes. You
Oh,
can
yeah,
see you
definitely
need that
dimensional
external pressure to be able to do it. Now, next
Block
thing we're going to
stoppers
do,
too.
we'll get
You're
the
just
figure
like-
drawn out that we're going to build it on. So we'll just do
Yeah.
like head and ribcage, shoulders on there as well.
Mhm.
And we're going to lift one arm up, but leave the other arm down. Because one of the reasons I talk so much about the breasts being attached
Yeah, that's
to
like
the
you
shoulder
right now. You just
is
like
because if the shoulders move,
yeah.
the breasts move as well, which means if the arm
That's
moves up,
one way to
the
get the
shoulder moves
male's
up. If the shoulder
attention.
moves up, the breasts move up as well. So we'll do the structure out on one side for a breast there and join it into the shoulder. And since we can see that if they were
right
even,
now,
the other
chapter
breast
seven,
would
so
have its bottom
once that
foot
ends,
along
we're gonna
that same
take the notes that
parallel
we
line.
have and
But
that
since
we
there's a
learned so far,
difference in
and
the
we're gonna
height
make
of
a
shoulders
pose of our own
by that
to try
much,
and And try
then there'll be a
drawing.
difference in the height of the breast by the same
Okay.
amount.
You ready? You ready?
As
for
the
this?
muscle
Okay,
and
hold
flesh
on,
is
wait,
pulled
still learning.
up towards the tip of the shoulder, and the shoulder moves up, it'll pull the rest of the flesh with it. And now, with that then, we'll go over and do a bit of line art to it, and you can see that it'll look more natural, that that part of the body is more sort of fleshy, more dynamic, and more moving, even with a very simple
so
position
if
of just one
one
arm
arm
being raised
raises,
behind the head.
the other
You can communicate
also
that
raises.
of the body. So now, I'll go through and do a demonstration of about 15 figures. We'll do 10 female,
Oh, so we
5
can
male,
pick our
and
poses.
we'll go over applying these processes. 10 female, 5 male,
So we just pick our pose,
and
right?
By the looks of it, yeah, I guess so. Well, pick a pose.
Alright.
Alright, let me see. What shall I do? Okay. I'm gonna try this one. Do you have a pencil? Lead pencil? Can't really do art with a lead pencil. Hey.
Yeah.
Forward.
I think I do. Hold on. Where's my jacket? Here you go.
Thank you. Sharp too. Like that. Alright. Let's begin.
Okay. Okay. Just boom.
Okay. I'm trying to kink everything.
Okay, like this. Bing.
Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Looks at the lines like that.
That's a bit too small. I need to try bigger.
for a top minute.
Yep. We should probably. Are you done?
A little. Somewhat. Show our progress.
Yep.
You or me first?
I'll go first.
Okay. There we go.
Okay. Here's mine.
That was too big, really?
No, I said that was too small. I'm sorry, my brain's probably fried. I want it to be a little bit more bigger.
Oh.
So that's what I did. So this is like the original one. It's like
What'd you hit?
It's a bit too small, so I just made it big.
Yeah. That one. Fingers are kind of fucked up. Wait, where's fingers? Yeah. I really didn't work well, no. Yeah. But, yeah, good test.
Yep.
Which one did you do?
I did that one right. Oh, okay, that's a bit zoomed in.
15 figures. We'll do 10 fingers.
That one, right there. Let's point at it so people can understand. This one right here.
I wonder if they can see. Oh wait, they can't. I didn't put the thing back to normal.
Oh, you didn't put the thing back to normal. Oh,
They're zoomed in their faces. Hold on. Wow. Okay.
5 mile.
No. Okay. Which
Okay.
one is it?
it was this one right here.
That's the one you used.
Yep. Show what you used.
I use this one right here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Actually, I see it now.
That one's a hard one.
I try to pick the easy one.
Easy one. An easy one would probably be. Yeah, I think that one is the easy one. Yeah. All right. Yeah, it's. Let's continue.
And we'll go over applying these processes, different bust sizes and poses. So we'll start then with just the basic framework of the head and shoulders.
We got it
We'll
right.
do another one of the large breasts lying down. Just to demonstrate that. One of the things here is to make sure the volumes match. That's why I'm moving that one out a little bit to the side. And now we'll do another one with not very much bust, but it can be handy to tilt the character like that out to the side, because from the front you won't really see anything, but there is still a bit of shape you'll get when viewed from the side. And now we'll do an absolutely massive pair from above. And one of the things that's worth remembering with this is how it affects your surface planes and cast shadows. So drawing them out there, so with the ribcage tilted back, they can come forward because they'll go along the ribcage. And then when we drop tone on them later, we're going to keep that in mind because it's going to make a big cast shadow. It's a really great way to show depth by using something that casts a shadow. Like under the neck, we'll always do it. And now from the back here, using that as a demonstration, just simplified shapes of the muscles of the back. So the shoulder blades and a bit of the breast coming around the side there. Remembering that you won't really see the front of them from the back or side, so the things you would put
That's the one you used,
cover
right?
won't be visible.
Okay, let's see.
And so here we'll have a character on their back with sort of
Got it.
small, medium-sized breasts. So the same thing will occur where they sort of gravitate towards the sides, and they won't have that same sort of motion
so
going all
close.
the way down because there's not as much of them to move. And then we can have
At
this
least I got it
one
right.
to
That shit's supposed to be,
demonstrate how external pressure or objects can manipulate them. So these are really large ones, but they're leaning on like a fence, which means they're coming out forward like they're on a shelf. And so here we'll do another arms raised one from a very low angle. And this one's going to help illustrate how much they move up. So an angle to the rib cage and the arms together can mean that the shape of them almost reaches the chin. And with large enough ones, they can actually overtake it as a way of sort of helping show that depth. I'm just fiddling around with the face there. And now here, we'll do the basic face on it. And we'll have them leaning forward, and we want to have them being manipulated by just the upper arms. So since they're being pushed in together, but not upwards, we won't get a Y-shaped cleavage, because they're not really being lifted enough for the skin to fold over. But we will still get cleavage in the middle, because the upper arms are pushing them together. And we'll have that character, like, squatting to sort of pull the body in and around.
Okay, let's
And
see if
here,
you got.
just a
I
straight
got it
one.
right.
Now this one's going to show how you'll have those, I think they're called lats, the ones that come under the arm. They'll be visible from the front, so long as the arms are lifted out, you'll be able to see them joining up to the shoulder. So those muscles in the back are relevant even when you're drawing character from the front. I'm just drawing that down there. And now the next character here, we'll do them pushing on one, but not pushing on the other. So this is that Y-shaped cleavage we talked about just before, but we're going to have it just from one side. And so you see, you won't get the Y-shaped cleavage on this one, but you will get one being moved over.
As long as we
like
tried.
here, and the other one sitting down at the side due to gravity. And so those differences of behaviour are going to be how you communicate the fleshiness, how you communicate them as being, what they are. Because bones and muscles are defined by what they connect to. They're a sort of rigid shape with rigid connections. Whereas masses of fat, they're a lot more like the hair, that they're tethered at one point, but they're shaped
Why
by
didn't you do
the
that one?
environment, by gravity, by movement, by physical manipulation. And now here we'll do a few male figures. So here's one, just a basic figure.
Oh, we
smaller
had.
eyes, larger chest,
sure
to
it
help
chose
it look
one.
more male presenting.
Oh yeah.
But that was
And using those guidelines to place the masses of muscle. Again, we're only using very simplified musculature
Because
here.
we got
So,
all the examples
do
of
that line
women
down there,
poses, and then
and
there's
then
only like 5
there
men
for
poses.
The abs, so the mid third of the torso is abs, the top third
So,
of the torso
yeah,
is
I
pecs, the
feel
bottom
like
third of the torso is the pelvis.
That would be very gay of
Now,
us.
we'll be
We
more sort of
chose men.
definitive with the muscles on the male presenting figures. And so the same things before, that big sort of diamond shape down for the muscles in the back of the neck, and then those radial shapes that come out from the balls of the shoulder for the shoulder blades, and then doing the rest of the lats as they wrap around the body, and then doing another male butt on here, remembering that the male butt, if you want to have it really musculature, you dent the sides of it in because it doesn't have that extra layer of fat on it like
you remember that
female
scene
butt
in
will.
Cloudy with the
And
chips?
so here we'll have a male character bending
Earl,
over forward and sort of folding in on themselves. And so you can see when we see the rib cage from a higher angle, the collarbones sit much lower, they're much more visibly low,
cameraman
because they're one of the things that sits out in the front. So that angle will really change how we
during
place
the
it. And then we're just sort of compressing
Sure,
the abdomen in there. Now here's one where we'll have that lifting of the arm. Where we have like a very muscular arm
Keep
and
going.
really lift it up
Yeah, you remember that scene?
Yeah.
to really show how it moves around all those muscles of the chest there. So you can see that pec there being pulled right up and really changing that shape. And then we've got the other one, which is down. The other thing that can be tricky to do, and I had to retry it here, was getting the spacing right for them. So the abs there, I was doing them at the same sort of shape as I do them from the front, but they're being viewed from a low angle, which means you draw them thinner, and they're being compressed, which means you draw them thinner still. So I had to reassess that and make them a lot thinner, because I was drawing them wrong, basically. And here, just a basic one with the arm lifted. I wanted this one, and it'll show up more once I do some tone on it, to highlight that difference in surface plane on a male character of the rib cage that can really help you give the shape of the male chest a lot more depth. So with a female chest, you can add breasts to give it more depth, easy. Now with a male chest, one of the things, or with a character that has less breast going on, is you can use the lower ridge of the rib cage as a surface plane for it to drop off of, to give yourself a sort of edge to do a big dark shadow with. So even though we'll put all the detail in and we'll make it look like they're pretty much straight on, and they are.
So,
This is using shadow can be a great
Ray
way
got
of
checked.
communicating that depth, and we'll come back to
Now,
that in a second. And now, just adding a
time
tone
for
on
him to
here.
make a tutorial of
You
how
can
to
see
make
with like
the
a character
man
that hasn't got a lot
fall.
going on, you want to try and find excuses to do big areas of shadow to give them that depth, or they will look not just sort of flat, as it were, but the illustration will look flat. So
We
especially
want
things like the
quality.
shadow, they're cast by the back, with the bend of the back, or sending one arm all the way back, or here with a large breast, doing a really big drop shadow that comes down as they sort of cast a shadow like the brim of a hat. Whereas this one with a very soft line, we're left with only a few spots to put dark shadows, like under the arm and under the neck. Whereas here we've got the breast coming forward, so we can use that to cast a really good drop shadow over that area of the body. This one here, the only big shadow we can do is under the chin, because they're standing out pretty much straight. But just find
Yeah.
those places to do big areas of shadow to help you describe with some
Made a
depth.
mistake of mine.
And the large sort of male characters here, we can do much sort of more angular shadows. That can really help you make the character look more sort of ripped and muscular, if that's what you want to do. And thinking there is like, you know, the lower back there being darkened with just the butts being lit up there. Whereas this one with them being bent over, their whole sort of body's like a cave, so it's easy to find a lot of areas to darken on that figure. And you can
Probably
do a
took
little
some
darker
reference to
bit
Mike
further in.
Tyson.
Whereas this one, the darkest area is probably under the arm there. And now here you see we'll put a big dark area underneath the rib cage there, and that really helps us sort of make those separate surface planes. And now I'm just going to pop a bit of shines on here to help communicate some of the sort of the fleshiness to it. And that can really help. And now doing just a bit of extra darkness, you can see I'm doing the lower male figures there to really sort of chisel those shadows in and really pronounce those light and dark areas. So that's that. Now moving on then, there'll be part 2 linked. That'll be where I'll use this to make a complete illustration.
No, we're not watching part 2.
What? I was gonna say.
You can also follow along yourself with the home.
I said we're not
What?
going to watch it. We're going to bed.
Yeah, that's what I said. What the hell do you think I said?
Oh no, this tiredness is getting to me.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's
Yeah. Oh yeah. We're gonna live
That's it.
stream. So yes. You've seen our drawings, or a few of them. Tell us, please, if they were any good, and tell us if we made any progress. Because I think we've done one of these in the Indie Cartman show. Or, yeah, the Indie Cartman show extreme.
but not as detailed. Ours were just scribbled because we're doing like the minute ones.
Yeah, that's right. But either way, it still cuts as art or some shit. I guess me and LeVar are gonna hit the hay.
Indeed.
Yep, indeed. So, good day, good morning, everyone. We are going to bed.
And also, happy Thanksgiving.